A group of artists entered the old, listed, empty building and journeyed through it. A director broke into the silence to initiate a new direction. A girl with a camera broke through movement space to capture something through her lens. A crack in the concrete floor let the moss grow in, and a hole in the roof extended the boundaries to the sky. We all met at a point of breaking and entering. I always wanted a fisheye lens. My chosen optical surface looked like a large plastic fishbowl. In fact, it was a broken lampshade. I liked that it used to have light attached to it. It has become a pun on light. This lens, an extension of the buildings, a container from our time together, filled with the dirty marks of the spaces we inhabited, puns on the idea of a display case, to isolate curious reflections and choreographic forms. I always feel a lot more grounded when a lens begins to reveal something new to the compositions I am exploring, and as I begin to get a handle on how to hold it, what its capabilities are, how the light affects it. And this intrigues me, choosing my lens and how it enters into the question of capturing, distilling, hiding, revealing, without technical boundaries, without f-stop, just the possibility of an optical chaos that is sometimes controlled. Sometimes I miss the action completely. Sometimes all I see is sun-trashed and blurred. It is a strange display. I see the moment the absence takes shape. Nobody stays perfectly still. I am trying to perfect photographic blur as a creative intention, a collision between light, breath, and movement, a moment when time creases into itself. I try to catch points of transformation, like a pale wave, neither future or past, absolute real time, else it is a syncope, a rupture, a possible other, a donut hole. There are no straight systems, but rarefied air. Somewhere people once connected with apparitions, ghostly comparisons, spirit photography, and trapping angels. 3 stories, 3 solos, 3 women caught within her own soliloquy. Sometimes it's the romantic, the androgynous, the hooligan, the hidden one. Hyde's choreographic language offered a curious, sometimes otherworldly physicality in which to explore space and powerful female rephrasings within it. I witnessed a fearless, physical interaction with the space, as well as a contemporary and contemplative one. The shifting boundaries of these buildings imposed their own fallen down structures and narratives. Shadows, dirty, damp, cold historical messages, peeling wallpaper, dusty floors, broken windows, a broken pink mirror, a door leading to nowhere, and we were left screaming in the dark with a pigeon laying eggs. And the dancers emerged from the environment, camouflaged in the fireplace, a body beneath grey slate. They became extensions of the environment, the same temperature as the walls. We could see our breath, our screams passing through, just passing through the cobwebs. I find myself referencing Hyde as something missed, something overlooked, something you can never quite pin down. And this draws me in, witnessing it as a performance and through the lens, in a playful game or gaze of how to miss action, how to blur motivations, proliferate and create more than one story with more than one meaning. I can honestly say that I have never seen the same Hyde twice. It becomes never-ending in its inability to be captured. This echoes my love of Cheska. She is always vanishing. The tension between intimate knowing and viewing from a distance becomes a hallmark of some of these images, and perhaps recalls the act of taking the photograph. What I am witnessing as I crop and crop these images is the impression of zooming in closer and closer to the action, towards the promise of an intimate encounter, and yet the closer I get, the more estranged the image becomes from its remembered initial situation. This act of cropping creates whole new reimaginings of the event. I feel that a misremembering or a mise-en-scene is at play here. What is real? What is show? In actual fact, I am destroying pixels when I work in this way. There is no filmic ideal in the action of zooming in. I am removing memory. I like this idea of discovering latent or hidden stories within them. Sometimes, beyond the blur can only be imagined, a scene strangely absent or a scene that I didn't even realise had taken place. Perhaps it returns the image-making back to the developing bath, even though we are in a digital age. Perhaps it is the blur that allows for an understanding of a developing process, something that is not chemically revealed but teased out, hidden stories of a lesser memory. The images are getting grainier and grainier till soon they might disappear. I'm cutting up the image into empty rooms, cutting up extracts of ghost stories. I am making evaporations, haunted rooms, bleaching out, overexposing, fading, ghosting flat plains, going soufflé, all the marks of a dream. Are these images the reality of a project that do not belong to the history of the building? We were another layer of ghost in perpetual motion. We were barely there. We became an indecipherable shade of twilight, belonging to an environment built upon what has already faded. We became false memories, else layers of many memories all at once. We became a perhaps, ... an ellipsis. Hope to hear from you soon. Love, Girl with Camera.